Guys, like, comment, subscribe, share the video, especially if you love MMA as much as I do. Brian Ortega versus Yair Rodriguez 2 coming up this weekend. I'm excited for this fight. It was a shame how it ended 2 years ago. I don't think that was an accurate representation on either guy. I mean, Yair was lighting up Brian Ortega, and Ortega, did try to, he was on the ground and all that, but I mean, the shoulder got dislocated. We never really got to see who was really better. But Yair did win. Now, with that being said, that has nothing to do with this prediction that I'm about to make. Let's look at both guys. Yair's wild, really good stand-up fighter. He can clearly beat guys off of his back. He showed that with Josh Emmett. He can get him with a triangle choke. He doesn't need to knock you out or beat you on the feet. He can beat you in several other ways. Very aggressive fighter. A fan favorite, friendly fighter. What I mean by that is a guy who's willing to put himself in harm's way to put you out of there. I love that about Yair. He's one of my favorite fighters. Brian Ortega, very similar. He does have knockout power. He does have great submission skills. He was the guy, and I find that funny. Not funny, but interesting. That's a better word. About how he talked about Volk and Ilya today. He said that didn't look like the same Volk I think that he had fought. And I understand that to an extent. I mean, Volk's been through a lot. 5 years, man. That's a long time where he was champion. But I guess that makes sense. I mean, guys that lose the top champions, top fighters, years later they see them finally lose, and they say, well, that doesn't look like the same guy I fought. Like, that probably wasn't his best. I guess that's what I make from it, but that doesn't matter. But I'm going to go with Brian Ortega. I was picking Yair months ago. I'm picking Ortega. I think he gets redemption. I believe he actually gets the better of the stand-up exchanges this time. I believe if this fight goes to the ground, he's able to fend off any triangle chokes or any fancy stuff that Yair is known for. And I believe he wins a unanimous decision. I think Yair's overall aggressiveness and Brian will just fight not smarter, but with better technique, in my opinion. Because I felt like that would have been the difference in the first fight. I think Yair, I believe this will be a full decision fight. Yair will probably have the better of the stand-up exchanges early on. But I think Brian Ortega's fight IQ is better technique. Now, I want to say better technique. He just fights smarter, in my opinion. Because a guy like Yair who's really wild and aggressive, they usually put themselves in harm's way. That usually makes the difference when you're fighting a guy who's also a great fighter, but tends to be more technical. So I would have to go with Ortega. I believe he's going to be motivated. He wants to win this fight He wants to outstrike Yair. I believe this fight will be a lot like the Paulo Costa and Robert Whittaker fight. One guy, very aggressive, wants to finish the fight, prove that the first win was not a fluke. And I'm not saying Yair can't beat him. He definitely can. But I'm going to go with Ortega, and I'm a huge Ortega fan. I mean, look, I like both fighters. They're both fun fighters to watch, both fan favorites, both finishers, both killers. Both guys that could easily be the 145-pound champ right now. But and I'm half Mexican, so of course I like this fight, But give me Ortega by unanimous decision. Again, I think he's not going to be overly aggressive. He's going to be calculated in this fight. He'll get the better of the stand-up exchanges. He won't get hit a lot. I think Yair will swing and miss a lot. And even if this fight goes to the ground, I would give the edge to Ortega because of his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu background. So give me Ortega by unanimous decision. What a great fight.